Well, well, well. Guess who finally decided to show up to the party and finally do a review of Creed 2? Well, here we all are. Oh my! Creed 2 is finally here.
That's hot.
Well, I finally caught up with the rest of the world and watched Creed 2 and decided to do a review of it. And yeah, those of you who are movie buffs will know about the Rocky boxing movies from yesteryear and how those spun off into what we now know as Creed. In the first, we met a young man, Adonis Creed, played by Michael B. Jordan, and he is coached by Rocky Balboa, that legendary coach, played by Sylvester Stallone. And in Creed 2, Adonis is now champion of the world. He's doing really well in his career. He has a fiance. He's expecting a baby and everything is going really, really well for him. Well, all is going well until Ivan Drago shows up. Ivan Drago is from Rocky 4. So you have to take yourself back to those movies from the past. And in that movie, Rocky 4, Ivan Drago killed Apollo Creed, who is Adonis's father. And in Creed 2, Ivan shows up, and he doesn't show up alone, but comes with his son Victor. And he wants a matchup between Victor and Adonis. And so that's what the movie really is about at a plot level. In fact, it is billed as a match that is 33 years in the making. And so it's really juicy, it's exciting. We're all waiting to see what's going to happen. Now, Rocky doesn't buy into this bout. He doesn't want it to happen. He doesn't trust Ivan very much. He knows there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of vengeance kind of at the foundation of why this is happening. And so he's very skeptical and doesn't want this to happen. But of course, the very strong-willed, very strong-headed Adonis says he wants to take this fight. He will take this fight no matter what. And so he goes against the advice of Rocky. He goes against the advice even of his fiancée Bianca and takes the fight. And he pays for it. He pays very, very dearly for his decision to take the fight. And perhaps it is at the moment that he is defeated by Victor that we are sort of brought into a period of the movie, a stretch in the movie that I didn't enjoy so much. Probably the only problem I actually had with Creed 2, which is where Adonis Creed is literally just angry with everybody. He made this decision to take the fight. Everybody told him not to take it. His mother, Mary Ann, played by Felicia Rashad, very ably played by Felicia Rashad, told him, look, you're a man, make your decision. I wouldn't make this decision if I were you, but you're a man, do what you've got to do. And so everybody has literally told him, don't do this. He goes ahead and does it. And when the consequences come, the consequences in the form of a beating of a lifetime, he is angry with everybody. He won't talk to Rocky. He's giving his fiancée a hard time while she's having to deal with the issue of them expecting a baby. So it's a big mess. And I enjoyed the conflict, make no mistake about it. I just didn't enjoy sort of seeing Adonis Creed as this giant baby, this man baby, kind of whining and complaining and bitter with everyone. Yes, his pride had taken a knock, and it is justifiable in the sense that, you know, what does a man do on his journey to growth? But still, I can't quite make out at this point whether it was a function of the writing or the directing. I will not fault Michael B. Jordan in his performance because you perform what you are given. Still, I just had, there were moments of irritation with seeing this man baby kind of just complaining and angry with everybody. You don't really enjoy seeing that in a protagonist. Another way to look at it, though, would be to say, look, characters are flawed, people have issues, and this is his issue, just not being able to take responsibility for his actions. And perhaps in future editions of this movie or in future iterations of Creed, we will see him grow in his maturity and see him pass on what he has learned. But yeah, I kind of struggled during that stretch of the movie. It was very like, why are you being such a crybaby? You did this. You made the decision to take this fight. Having said that, everything else for me about the movie was really enjoyable. I enjoyed the movie immensely. I thought it was well done. I thought the performances were great. I've already listed a number of the actors who were in this. They all did a fantastic job. Much of the directing was really great, except that little sequence that I talked about. Creed is one of those movies that belongs to a franchise that could live on for a very long time. We saw that happen with Rocky. We saw sequel after sequel after sequel. The movies did really well. And I think the reason why we will see many more of these Creed type spin-offs and future sequels is because even though we're dealing with sport and boxing and all of that, ultimately we're also dealing with family dynamics, and families change, families evolve. There are different dynamics that come intergenerationally, and so this kind of story lends itself to much more story. So much more will come out of this, and I really look forward to seeing what they do with this. But Creed 2, I think, is a success. This was my review of Creed 2, a movie that I really enjoyed and highly recommend. Thank you so much for being with me, Tafadzwa, here on The Real Source. Thanks for watching and take care.